So I started my photography business back in 2014, and honestly, the most valuable thing I learned is how not to start a photography business. So I know a bunch of you all are looking to start your own photography business, and I'm sure you're seeing a bunch of videos about what to do to start your business. But let's talk about what not to do. Because honestly, over the near 8 years I've been doing my business, I've made a lot of big mistakes that I want to save you from making as well. And also, quick shout out to this video's sponsor, Squarespace. We'll be talking about them later on in the video. But let's start with the number one thing that you should not do when starting your business, which is buying mad gear. One of my hugest pet peeves and one of the biggest holes you can dig for yourself when you start your business is buying up all kinds of gear. I see so many photographers always hopping on my live streams trying to ask me which camera's better, which one should I use? Just get a good camera. You do not need the best camera on the market to start your photography business. And that's one thing I absolutely hate hearing from pro photographers, saying that your clients care about what camera you use. They don't care. They do not care. They care that you provide the product that you told them you were going to, and you give them a great experience. But the pixel count of your camera, how sharp the photos are, how big you can print them, they do not care. As long as they get what they asked for, as long as they get what they paid for, they will be happy. One big tip that will help you not spend all your money on gear up front is actually renting your gear. If you rent your gear for all your shoots while you're building your portfolio, this way you don't spend all the money on maybe the best camera, but you can still use the best camera if you would like to have its quality. While you're doing that, you're going to be able to save up money from your shoots so you can actually buy the gear that you're actually renting. I generally rent all my cameras from Borrow Lenses, and if you haven't heard of them, check out the link in the description below. I actually have a discount code that you all can use, and it's hands down the only thing I use to rent my cameras. You can even see here in my full wedding day video, I rented my GFX 100S so that I can have dual bodies and shoot a whole wedding with only GFX 100Ss. I've been using them for years too. They're just so good. They'll just ship it to your house and you'll have it there. You can use it for when you need it and you send it back. So seriously, renting your gear, stop buying it. Like, even I did it. Like, I was stupid enough to spend $10K on gear before I even had weddings booked. And like, it took me a good 5 years to even pay that off. So please don't. The gear doesn't matter that much. Do not waste all your money when you're just starting your business. The second thing you shouldn't be doing when you're starting your photography business is shooting for free. And I'm sure everyone's like, John, that's what everyone says to do to build your portfolio. No, do not shoot for free. Now, I learned this the hard way when I used to have an audio business, because if you didn't know, I went to school for music production and sound design. I started a business where I was doing audio post-production on like documentaries and TV shows and things, and I did mad free work because I was like, I have to pay my dues and get in there and show that I can do good work. Y'all, I had a lady actually try to have me do for free, a full 2-hour documentary of audio. And if anyone does audio post-production, you know that's like months of work for free. Like, come on, yo. And what happened is I started doing free work and I always became the free work guy. So don't shoot for free. Now, the only time you want to shoot for free is if it's for you, if it's for something that you decide. That is where you can shoot for free. So for example, my wife's good friend was getting married and I needed wedding photos for my portfolio. So for that, it made sense. It was a small little ordeal. It wasn't even like a huge wedding. It was like a nice little intimate thing that lasted maybe like 6 hours or something. And you know, it was my wife's good friend. So like, may as well. But don't let people come to you and you be like, oh, shoot it for free because I need experience. Don't. Please do not. You will dig yourself into a hole. And look at it. You've already spent mad money getting all your gear and then you're shooting for free. It is a great way to have your business just literally not do well at all. So stop. Stop shooting for free, seriously. The third thing not to do when starting your photography business is only using social media. I know a lot of people, especially you younger photographers now, like, I'm just gonna get on Instagram and TikTok and you'll be great. Yes, social media is important, but it is not the only thing. If you want to start making legit money, you need a legit website, which you can build with this video's sponsor, Squarespace. Now, I know y'all might be thinking it's just convenient for me to put this sponsor in here, but I've been using Squarespace for over 8 years now, and having a website is hands down the best way to look professional. You want to know the ways that you can look unprofessional real quick? have an email address with @Gmail, only be on social media, and just have bad looking photos. All of those combined and you're not getting any work at all. And that's why I choose to use Squarespace. Squarespace is an online platform that will help you build your website quick and easily. They have templates that look absolutely amazing and work great for photography businesses. All you have to do is throw your photos in there, add some text, and you have a great website. The pricing is absolutely amazing, and on top of that, there's extra features other than just a portfolio. You can have a commerce site and actually sell stuff. You have analytics so you can see who's coming to your website. You can even have member pages so people can sign up for your website and get exclusive content that you make yourself. Check out the link in the description below for 10% off of your first website or domain. So seriously, make sure you're making a website. Social media is cool, but even look at Instagram, yo. Instagram don't care about you. Instagram don't care about you and your photos at all. They don't care. So if you're looking at already, like, you need a website. And at least for me personally, like, doing wedding photography, ain't no one gonna just look at your Instagram only. They're gonna look to your website. Come on, these people dropping $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 and more. And you wanna be like, I'm just gonna use my Instagram. Get a website. Again, check that link in the description and get 10% and start your website. The fourth thing not to do when starting your photography business is charging too low. This goes along with the whole shooting for free, but on the same end, don't charge too little. And honestly, I'm like, my wife right now is watching, just like, bro, that's all you ever did. It's probably one of the hardest things because you don't want to charge too much when you don't have the experience, but you also don't want to shoot for free. You have to find that nice middle ground of charging what is right for you and your current experience. But the biggest thing is never shoot for free, even if you're shooting for cheap. But once you start getting the portfolio and the experience, bring your rates up. I know it's gonna feel like no one's ever gonna book me because it costs too much. You will book. And don't get caught up in that whole, oh, there's people with cheap prices and they bring down the market. No. Charge what you're worth and you will find the people who understand what you're worth. Do not charge too little. And honestly, this is me talking to myself too, because I be doing the same thing. Like, really, every time you want to charge more, the first thing that comes up in your mind is no one's going to pay for it. Someone will definitely pay for it. But again, you have to have a beautiful website and a great presentation and a great portfolio if you do want them to pay for it. So don't charge too little. And the fifth thing not to do when starting your photography business is not working your finances correctly. Again, when you're starting a business, you're starting a business. You already know what happens when you start making money. IRS be coming up with the quickness. If you're not saving money for your taxes, y'all, you're basically building your own coffin. Every dollar you make, take 30% and say that thing on the side. Do not touch it at all. Even if you're not an LLC and all that stuff doesn't matter as much as just making sure that you're paying the IRS. Because if you're not paying them, you're going to deal with it. You know what I mean? So make sure you're running your finances correctly. I actually had a video where I talk about how I kind of deal with my finances that y'all can check out right up above. Make sure to watch that video because seriously, you'll be thinking, yay, I'm a photographer and I'm going to go do shoots for like $50. It's no big deal. But once you make over $600, or is it 2,000? It's somewhere, I don't know taxes like that. I just know I need to get them their money. But once you start making money, you know, if you don't have money to pay taxes, it's an issue. Also, speaking of money, something else that you're not doing is investing. Now, in the long term, one big question that comes up, which you don't realize at first, is how am I going to retire? Because, you know, you're like taking photos. You're like, yeah, I got my photo business. This is great. And then someone sits down with you and like, yeah, but what are you going to do when you start getting old and your knees are breaking? And then you're like, what am I going to do? That's why you need to have something like a SEP IRA. Basically, that's for self-employed people. That's an IRA that you can make yourself, and you could chunk a whole bunch of money in there and have it free of taxes, just gaining over the years. I've actually been using M1 Finance for that, which is really awesome for investing because you don't have to do much. You pick your pie of the different things you want to invest in, and you just let it go and it does its thing. I actually have a link in the description below. It's just like, you know, share and get in there. So if you want to try it out, definitely check out the link below. But that's what I've been using for my SEP IRA account. Make sure you're opening a business bank account as well. What you want to do is actually separate your normal money from your business money. This is highly important. You should always do it. Again, you may be thinking to yourself, well, shouldn't I be an LLC or should I do it? Before you do any of that, just at least get the money right. Because at the end of the day, the IRS is going to want their money regardless of if you're an LLC or a sole proprietor. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you got the money right. I've been using Novo Bank for my banking, and it's actually really, really awesome. Some of the newer features that they added as well too is they have reserves. So basically think of it like the envelope system when it comes to banking. So if you want to be like, here's the money for my contractors, and here's the money for my taxes, and here's the money for gear, you can separate all that stuff. So rather than your bank account having like $1,000 in it, you can say, oh, here's 500 here, and here's 400 there, and here's 100 there. And you're like, cool. Now I know what my money is for. And having everything in a place where you know how much is for certain things is highly important. That's also why I use something called YNAB. That goes along with what I was talking about earlier with how I deal with my finances with the video I mentioned, but with YNAB, I'm doing basically the same thing. I have an envelope system so I can see all the stuff, and then when I do want to buy gear, instead of it just me blowing all my money, I can save up over months and say, oh great, I have like 1,500 bucks, maybe I can buy that camera. So seriously, make sure you're running your money the right way, because if you're not, your business is not going to go anywhere at all. Sit down with these 5 things not to do and do the right thing. That way you can start your business on the right foot and actually start making money. And if you want to learn more about running a photography business, definitely check out these videos here. This is going to be a great way to get you started and running your business the right way.